This is Bill Land with the land and the lore of Brown County. The Brown County prehistory is a fascinating topic. The land bridge from Siberia, the folks came over in great numbers. That ocean was about 300 feet shallower than it is today. There was plenty of dry land to come across, coming into California eventually and then out through the Dakotas and ending up here in Brown County. Actually, a lot of civilization was here during the Ice Ages. The Ice Ages in the Brown County area, around 17,000 years ago, up to around 14,000 years ago. And the Clovis culture actually came up into the Ice Age area, or maybe the ice is back toward Indianapolis or up toward Fort Wayne. But that Clovis culture has left some artifacts, and I found one. Boy, was that fun. About 5 feet deep in the bank of Bear Creek, I found about a 4-inch point. It had little sawtooth edges on each side. Took it over to the archaeology, anthropology lab at the university, and they said it was about 12,000 years ago. And I gave it to a museum. What a wonderful treat it was for me to give it to some place where people could enjoy that Clovis point. Can you imagine 5 feet down in the soil and how long that had been buried there? The Clovis culture had rock shelters down near the Ohio River. Near the county of Perry, in the rock shelter area, there were large villages. And when the folks came up here in Brown County, they came as hunting parties of about 8 to 12 people. There was never a big village that we can find in the county. About 12,000 years ago, there were some encampments. But that encampment, you can imagine what it was like. It was a tundra. It was like constant February, constant March, all the time. Very little vegetation. The ice finally left the state, and then the trees started to come back. But before that, for a really long time, there was good hunting on these hunting parties. Caribou, muskox, ground sloth, saber-toothed tigers. Even the mastodon and mammoth were in the area. But you know what? There's not that many of those ancient bones here in the county because the county has gotten a lot of water, a lot of erosion, and this is just not a good place for the bones to get protected, from the elements. But it's a great indication that those wonderful creatures were here and were hunted really for several thousand years. And then finally, the Native Americans started coming into the area, particularly the Miami from the north, the Shawnee from the south. Many times small tribal groups early on. This is pre-settlement. This is prehistory. They came in again and again and again. Some small groups were pushed in because of small contention areas and fracases and warfares and hunting parties and all sorts of desperation. They were pushed in and out of this county, but still it was really small groups. We do find good arrowheads in the Plum Creek area, Salt Creek, Bean Blossom Creek. We find some good arrowheads, and Bear Creek on the northwest part of the county. With the forest coming back, some of those forest trees were huge. In fact, there was a big tree cut on Slippery Elm Chute Road on Bear Creek that was 7 feet in diameter. Late at night in the moonlight, you can almost imagine people stalking their game in the full moonlight, what that must have been like. Certainly this whole valley, particularly Bean Blossom Valley, was loaded with wonderful people with hunting on their mind.